Good morning. My name's Ray. I'm with Team S.T.E.A.M. Today I'm here at Flash Industrial Painting. We're working on this Freightliner. Okay, here we're building a deck. The flattest piece of property on the property is this trailer, so that's why it's on the trailer. And here I've got this tabletop I've already built. It's getting ready to go on this. Got this grill in here. Got the doors torn off. Doing some body work to them. Getting ready to lay out the first of two colors. Just took all the doors off. Just finished that. Got this hood in here that's broken. Or was broken. I repaired both sides today. Inlaid fiberglass on the outside and put a heavy repair on the inside. And sanded all that down. Blew the shop out. Now here at the end of the day, I'm getting ready to work on the subject of this video series. This is a, I don't know, 89 I think. Freightliner. And this one here has a bit of a story behind it. And I will reveal that story throughout the course of the project. But today, we're just going to gather up some sand. We've had a wet spring here. And so we're in between rainstorms. I gave the ground a day or so to dry up enough I can get some sand up off of it. And now I'm going to sandblast the chassis and the wheels. And so we can get this guy pulled in here tomorrow or maybe the next day, depending on how long these other projects end up taking. Well, I got her blasted. That's the thing about blasting in the summertime. Sweat becomes a much larger factor. I used to do a lot of cement mixers over the winter time. That was the time that they would do them. And I would do as many as 10 a winter. And I'd just enjoy being out in just the worst blizzard there was, just sandblasting all day long. Because, you know, at least I could stay nice and cool. But here's to summertime blasting. And we're ripping and tearing on this old Freightliner. Pulling the bolts on the lower fenders there because they're going to be replaced. And none of them are budging, so we're having to cut them all. This is a new hood, but it sat around for many years, so the sun got rid of a lot of the gel coating, so now I've got a lot of this to deal with. Basically, I have to re-gel coat it in a way. I have to heavily prime it and then color sand it, or wet sand it. Now we're just pulling all the stickers off and figuring out what's what. Dents everywhere, corrosion everywhere. Typical older truck. Now this truck's an older truck and it's pretty heavily used, and it's got kind of a laundry list of issues that we're dealing with here today. And so we're going to just pick a point and start dealing with them. And now one of the issues is, if you look at the bottom of those wings off the end of the sleeper, look at see how there's 3 braces on each side? From the center down, look how each one points in. Both of them are badly bent in, which means that those brackets are bent, which means I need to straighten out those brackets. The middle one's slightly and the bottom one's a lot on both sides. And there's waves in them, and this one over here has had a bunch of body work done to it before that has cracked. And there's a bunch of body work up here, I know, because the backside's bulged out like it was dented badly, but the top isn't so much. So this is just loaded with somebody's old body work, and as you can see, it's just cracked out everywhere. This side of the truck, I don't know if you can see it in the reflection or not, is hailed out, the entire side. This isn't so much because it's mostly body work, but this entire side of this truck is hailed out. And the driver's side, you know, door, and then this little bit right here is just full of dents and dings. The roof, badly hailed out. We're not fixing the whole roof, we're just fixing the edges that you can sit and see. I would charge a lot to get up there and fix that roof, and most people don't want to pay for something you can't see anyway. And then the back is the typical back of every sleeper, just full of dents. This dent is so big that I have to actually pull that light out and straighten it all out before I can do anything, because it's right there. I mean, it's got the whole thing caved in, you can see, but you know, behind it. So we'll figure out how to get this guy off. We'll probably end up going in the sleeper and getting the nuts on the backside. So we've got our work cut out for us. So this truck does a few things for a living. It'll haul gravel. It's got a flatbed you put behind it that it hauls dirt moving equipment, backhoe, and a skid steer on, because the guy does dirt moving as well. And he does gravel hauling. He'll build you a driveway. He'll dig you a basement, whatnot. But what he does most with this truck, believe it or not, is he moves trailer houses. He's got an attachment that goes on the back that we'll be painting at some point that hooks up to trailer houses and does what those little short subby trucks do. It'll lift and come to the sides and down and back, and you know, it does that whole thing, that attachment he's got for this truck. So he's got one truck that'll do all of his trucking needs. But most of what he does is move trailer houses. And that's kind of where the story begins. You see, a few years ago, probably 7 years ago, my daughter and her husband bought a trailer house out of a town that was close by, and we needed somebody to move it. So we got a hold of this gentleman, and he came and helped us get the house and the addition. We pulled the addition off the house and stuck it on my car trailer, and it stayed on my car trailer in the driveway for a month. We pulled the other addition off the house that wasn't worth saving, but we saved all of the 2x6s out of it, and for some reason they had the inside of it lined with 3/4 inch plywood. We saved all that. We used that stuff for projects for years. We had a giant pile of materials here that we used for years and years, used up all that stuff. But anyway, this guy helped us move that house, and at the time, he just felt like trading. He said, "You don't need to pay me. Since you paint trucks, I want to paint this truck. I want to paint my gravel trailer. I want to paint my flatbed trailer and the attachment that goes on the back of the truck." And I said, fine, and we worked out a deal. And then about a month later, I found a house for my wife. My wife found the house up in Billings, about 3-4 hours away from here. And it's a big 16 by 80. And it was absolutely destroyed. That's why we got a sweet deal on it. And we ended up gutting it and redoing the entire interior. That's a custom house because of what we did. We spent a whole winter redoing it. But anyway, then I get a hold of this gentleman again, and he goes all the way up to Billings, meets me up there, and over a 2-day period, we get that house pulled down here and then situated. And again, he never got paid. So, because he wanted to trade. So then, the following winter, I called him and I said, "I'm freed up and I'm ready when you are." And he said, "Okay, I'll let you know when I'm ready." And then about 7 years passed. It just fell off the map. I mean, he's doing what he does. He's off hauling houses, and he just never got around to it. And then finally last year, he comes up to me about this time of the year and says, "Hey, do you remember me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And he said, "Do we still have a deal?" And I said, "Yeah, even though my prices have doubled in that amount of time because my materials have, and I've got a bunch of help around and that sort of thing. I still stuck to my old prices and the same old deal. I didn't try and split hairs with the guy. And so this is the first of these projects that we'll be doing. And so we'll be doing this one for no money because he's already prepaid. Here's some body work we've got done so far. This entire side's hailed out, so. And we're just working on the hood. Had to strip all the paint off of that. Boys did a good job there. Got some stuff in the door, this entire corner, the wing in numerous spots. That glazing is really light colored, so it's harder to tell, but that's just the way it is. And then the entire back, just a bunch of body work. I'll be priming the hood as well. The entire hood. And then this whole side. As well, the whole wing, everything. This entire side's going to take primer. This truck was absolutely covered in dents and cracks, and it needed body work everywhere. Basically everywhere. All right, so body work's all done. We're all sanded, we're all scratched, ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and put some primer on it. All right, so got it all ready here. Give it one last quick look over, and then we'll go ahead and get the primer out. As you can see, there was a bunch of body work. You can see right there, I put some different primer on it yesterday because I redid some of the body work. Those fenders are down there. Should be ready to shoot. All right, I got her shot yesterday. I thought I brought you guys along for all that, but it turned out that this new camera I'm using has a battery that you can't charge in the camera. I didn't realize that it would go dead as fast as it did. But anyway, we got this thing shot yesterday, the black and the white. And we're going to go ahead this morning and get it all put back together. All right, so it's done. It's all put together. As much as we're going to do. He's the one putting the headlights in. He's the one putting the grill in. He even wanted to be the one to put the lower fenders on. So we just stuck him in the sleeper for him. Some owners are that way. They just like to put the truck together themselves. Fine by me. This one's done though. There's a lot of hours into this guy. So that's all we're doing today on this guy. I'm gonna go find something else to do. It doesn't involve trucks. See you guys around.